Hello everybody. In this video tutorial we are going to see how to do the semi-quantitative phase analysis using Cmpr software. So this software is having two windows. One is GI window, another one is plotting window. In GI window we can give input and take output out of the software, and plotting window is used to view the diffraction pattern and real-time fitting status and all. And first thing is here you just see so many tabs are available here. First thing is read, means to read the data or diffraction data, experimental diffraction data into this particular software environment, and write is to save the data out of this software for real external applications. And here you can, as you can see here, so many tabs are available. So first thing is I am going to read the data. So I am going to read the data from home Jdeepan Cmpr data, and from this folder I am going to open any of this particular file. So before selecting the data file, we have to select the data file format also. So all the files available here is Jesus raw format. So after selecting the file format, only I can see the Jesus raw format, and I can open the zo.raw file for this particular example. So I have read that. So now I can see this particular diffraction pattern here. So if you want to change the color of the plot and all that, you can do it from here. Apply all changes like that. Select the CO blue, apply and change. You see now it is in blue color. So like this you can do all these things. So if you want to rescale the intensity or your 2 theta to d spacing like that things you can do it from here. So all these things can be done here, right? So combine is to combine or mix the diffraction pattern of 2 or 3 samples to create some new pattern out of it. And HKL, edit cell, they are having some unique operation in these tabs. So whatever the diffraction analysis, X-ray diffraction analysis, first thing what we have to do is we have to fit the peaks. So for that we are having a tab called fit here. So whenever before starting the fitting procedure, we have to give the wavelength into that software. So here this particular diffraction pattern is taken from the copper Kα radiation. So we have to give the copper Kα1 and copper Kα2 radiation here as an input to the software. So copper Kα1 radiation is 1.54056 and copper Kα2 is 1.5444. So why we need to give Kα1 and Kα2 peaks means, here I am going to zoom a particular peak. You just see here a doublet is there. So this peak is for Kα1 peak and this is for Kα2 peaks. But for our calculation and analysis part, we are going to consider only the Kα1 peak alone. We are going to neglect the Kα2 peaks. So we don't know whether this is for Kα2 or Kα1. So if you give the wavelength here for the Kα2, this peak will be automatically fitted. If you are not giving that Kα2 wavelength here, this peak is going to be considered as a separate peak. So for that we need to give the Kα2 here to avoid the consideration of the second peak as a different peak. Okay. So now I am going to select a particular range to fit the peaks present in it, because we cannot fit all the peaks together present in your pattern for the whole range. So we have to select a particular range. So for example, now I have selected the range near roughly from 28 to 38. That range should be given to the software as an input. That can be done from here. Set range to fit. Just press set a range to fit. Here you have to set the range from here to here. Manually you can give as an input. Otherwise you can simply press set from zoom. Now it is set from zoom, automatically set from zoom. After you press set from zoom, here you will get that information called press P at maximum of the peak. For example, place your cursor here and in your keyboard you just press P. So here one peak is available, 31.80, rough peak position is this one. Later on we are going to refine to get the exact peak position, and here another peak, and here another peak. Now we have 3 peaks here. So first I am going to refine the area of the peak. So here you can start with 5, otherwise you can increase the number of fitting cycles. So I am using 10. If you rely on your PC's performance, you can increase the number more than this 10 also. And now I am going to fit the position, and third the background, and full width of maximum, and the profile function. The profile function what the software is using is pseudo-wired profile function 2. So pseudo-wired profile function 2 is the combination of both Lorentzian and Gaussian, right? So if this particular ET is 0, the profile function what it is using is completely Gaussian. If it is 1, it is completely Lorentzian. Now it is a combination of both the Gaussian and Lorentzian at a particular percentage. So I can run it, run the general purpose least square fit until I get the information here as converged. So after fitting these 3 peaks, I am going to move to the next set of peaks or next range of diffraction pattern in my pattern. So by simply pressing forward 0.1 or forward 1. So these two to move forward. So this back and back, here back 0.1 and back 1. This is for backwarding your data. So I am going to the search for next set of peaks. Here I have one peak. So press set from zoom. So after that place your cursor here and simply press P. Now I have the peak for refinement. I have to refine area and then position. Then forward 0.1, 1. So here I have only one peak. Set from zoom, and here place your cursor here and simply press P. Refine area and position 1 by 1, then forward 1. So here you see I have 4 peaks. So I am going to fit 4 peaks together. Set from zoom, and here one peak, and here one peak, and here one peak, and here one peak. If you select here one peak, the program will show you some error, because this peak might be due to the K alpha 2 peaks. Okay, so don't give any tag here, peak tag here. Simply neglect it. If it is not fixed well, later on we can give the peak position here. So now area is going to be refined first. Now the position. So this peak is also fitted correctly. So this peak is due to the K alpha 2. So 2 peaks I have now. Here one peak, here another peak. Refine the area, then refine the position. So it is converged now. So I'm moving to the next set of peaks. So I have one peak here, peak. So area first, then position a second. So now I'm slightly moving to get these 3 peaks. Set from zoom, one peak here, another peak here, another peak here. So I have to refine that too. So refine the position. So it is converged now. So next I am getting 3 peaks together for fitting. So here one peak, peak, and peak. Refine the area and then position. And next, now I have 2 peaks. So refine the push area and position. So completely refine. So move forward. Now I have 2 peaks. Press set from zoom. now you will be getting the information no peaks. So put your cursor here, peak and peak. If you add the peak, you can get that general purpose least square fitting here. So first area, then position, then next. So here at this range I have only one peak, so set from zoom, peak, so forward. So here I have 3 peaks together, last set of peaks, set from zoom and peak, sorry, highlight this window, then only the peak will be enabled, peak, peak and peak. So I have 3 peaks for refinement and then position. So hope now I have completed fitting all the peaks, so that I am going to verify now. So go to plot, select ZO, that is the opened file. This is the peak list file now what we have created. So update plot. So now I am going to review whether I have fitted all the peaks or not. Yeah, so I have fitted all the peaks. Here it is also fitted and this is also fitted. Simply by pressing that left and right arrow keys in your keyboard, you can move over your pattern, diffraction pattern. So I have fitted all the peaks correctly. So now simply right click for unzooming in the data. So I have right clicked. So I have fitted all the peaks. Now what I am going to do is I am going to do the search match analysis. Means what is the phase of my diffraction pattern. So that you can do it from the tab called logic. Okay. So before entering to the logic, here you have to give the exact wavelength 1.54056, means the reference pattern is going to be seen in the 2 theta range only. So to predict the 2 theta, you have to give the wavelength here. So then here in the search, you have to give the peaks as a input here. So before coming here, we have to have the peak here. So peak list here. So go to the right, select the peak list and save that peak list as a file. So I have selected the peak list 1 and text file. I am going to save it as a text file. And then you just press right selected data set. So the peak list 1.txt is saved in the folder called home Jayathipan. So I am going to open that file from here, peak list 1.txt. So now I have the peak list with me now. So out of this 26, starting from 10 to 36, I have 26 peaks. Out of this 26 peaks, I am going to use only 8 peaks for search match analysis. So search match, go to the logic tab and here you just come to this particular searches, go to the peaks. So here you have to give the peaks as a input. Not only the peaks, here you have to give the 2 theta, what you are going to give as input, either D or 2 theta. So here we have the 2 theta alone here in the peak list. So 2 theta, and once again here also you have to give the wavelength 1.54056. So you just give the wave 2 theta position here, 31.78, that is the first peak. Second peak is 34.43 and third peak is 36.26, copied and pasted here, and 47.55 and 56.60. Just 2-point resolution is sufficient for search match analysis. So 62.87, then 66.38, then 67.96. Now if you know the error of your instrument, you can give it, otherwise you can simply give a broad range of error. Okay, so 0.05, 0.05, 0.05, 0.05. This is the maximum allowed error for your analysis. So I am giving the maximum error. So here I have to I'm here so many patterns are available. I am going to remove that. Only I am going to select. So I am going to match the intensity also. I have selected the 0% intensity, and I am going to do that going to do the search match for all these 8 peaks. So I have to select record all of list, and if you want to improve increase the error, you can select this. Otherwise, if you want to use the exact error, you have to select this. So now I have selected the record things. Simply I am going to press apply. I don't have any data here, matched data here. Why? Maybe I have made any error here. 31.78, 34.43, 36.26, 47.56, 62.66, okay. So apply here, going to 40%, 10%. So 10% of the intensity is exactly matching now. So I have taken that's 10%. So now I am going to close this. Now out of this 1,57,000 database entries, 512 number of reference patterns are matching with our experimental pattern. So out of this 512, we are going to find out which one is exactly matching. Just don't worry about it. Within 10 numbers, it is going to be exactly matched. So I'm going to select the first one. I'm going to press read in selected entries. So before doing this, just go to the rescale, select the peak list alone, and convert the intensity into square root of 5. So rescale it. So now the intensity is available in peak list intensity is available in square root of 5. Now you just go to that logic and read in selector list. Now go to the plot. You just simply plot peak list 1 and these two things, peak list and also the pattern, reference pattern. So now you just see all the pattern. My experimental pattern is the red color line, and reference database is green color line. Both are not matching to each other. Then second thing, I'm going to select the second one. So second is also not matching exactly. I'm going to select the third one, read one. Third is also not matching well. I'm going to select the fourth one. Maybe you just see now, fourth one, the zinc oxide is matching somewhat. You just see here it is also matching the longer range, longer 2 theta peaks, and here also some matching is there. So I'm going to analyze only for zinc oxide now. So go to the plot, select zinc oxide and the last reference pattern. I'm going to plot these two together, the peak list and this reference. So now you just see here, I'm going to zoom this particular area. Yeah, now you just see the red color is my peak list, experimental peak list, and this is the reference peak list. You just see most of the peaks are matching to each other. And you can find out that error in your search match also yourself. See, most of the peaks are matching to each other. How to find out the error in this particular search match analysis means, just go to that logic, double click that particular pattern. So you just see now I have opened the pattern now here, and here you just select view as PDF 2. Now I have my JCPDS data card with me now. Just see here I have my 2 theta of my peak list also here, and this is a reference peak list. So here in the reference, the peak is there at 31.77. Here I have 31.78, and then 34.42, 34.43. So the error is roughly nearly 0.02. Okay, that is appreciable. So if you are selecting any other thing, for example, I am going to select it for first one. Double click that. So this is for AG3 AS SE3 BS PDF2, and now you just see here in my X-metal pattern I have one peak at 31.78, but here 31.71 one peak I have. The error is 0.07 roughly, so error is very high. So this might not be my phase in my X-metal pattern, so I am neglecting this. So I am concluding that zinc oxide is my possible phase of my compound. So search match analysis completed. The next thing is indexing of my peak. So from here the logic itself you can have what is that crystal structure and all from that reference database alone, but you have the peak list, so you can do that indexing of your own diffraction peak list. So that also you can do it, but here you can indexed results also can be compared with your JCPDS card. Okay, so now go to that index tab, select the peak list from here. So you have the peaks, all the peaks here. Sort the peaks you have using 2 theta value. Now I have sorted this, you just see now. So now I am going to give once again the wavelength here 1.54056 K alpha 1 wavelength. Then I am going to select the programs ITO, dequal, trial, and all these programs together. Then I am going to do the run programs. So now it is completed running, and I am going to see the result of that indexing. So continue. All the results file will be opened automatically. So now it is open, you just see. So now I am closing this input files. I am going to see the result, consolidated result here. You see here in the trial and error output one result is there, that is having lines not indexed as 0. It should be exactly 0. If it is greater than 0, either something like 1, 2, 3, something like that, mean the fitting is not good, you can say. And here you just see here this cell ABC is exactly matching with the cell present in the dequal program also, 3.2, 3.2, 5.2 here also. But here these this result is not matching with the result present in the ITO. ITO, all of you know that ITO is a special type of indexing program. So most of the time we have to give some more input, program specific input here. From here, program specific option should be here for ITO and sometimes dequal also. So for trial and error and dequal, we don't need to give any program specific input here. Only the peak position, that the peak list peak position, and the wavelength is sufficient for your indexing. So here the result, the general result what I have achieved from the trial and error method and dequal method is this one. Here the one parameter to select the correct result from trial and error method means lines not indexed should be 0, and here in the dequal the parameters means delta 2 theta D2Q means delta 2 theta should be minimum. Here it is 0.0153. You just see, go through all the results, the error is here once again it is there. So I am going to select the first one, this is 0.0153 as my result. And here if you get some result here, the selection parameter is figure of merit. Here the figure of merit should be high value, 77.2, something like that. So you cannot select that 24.9 like that. You have to have the figure of merit as a greater value. So here I am going to select this particular, this is my possible result. So before viewing the output, you have to select the zinc oxide here and you just press view. So now you just see from index to edit cell, it has automatically transferred. So you just close this. Now possible crystal structure is hexagonal and unit cell value is 3.25, 3.25 and 5.21, and alpha beta gamma is 90, 90, 120. Now we are going to plot, we are going to see the plot of our zinc oxide structure, experimental pattern and auto indexed what is that crystal system. I'm going to update the plot. Now you just see here, so blue color line is the experimental pattern and this is the theoretical pattern. Now we are going to see the exact line. For example, you just see here the experimental pattern is not there, experimental peak is not there, but here theoretical peak is available. We have to extinct this theoretically present peaks from our pattern. So for that you just go to the edit cell. If you apply the correct unit cell here, space group here, you will be extincted that particular unwanted peaks in your pattern. How to fix that space group means you just go to that conditions, extinction condition here. So if you are familiar with this particular extinction condition, you can select the extinction conditions and you can you may end up with the space group here. So if you don't know that particular extinction condition for a particular crystal structure, what you can do is, for example, before that, here you have to select the auto index and here also auto index and zinc oxide updated, right? So here we have to select the space group. How to do it means, just you have the ABC values and alpha, beta, gamma and crystal structure, and open your browser and Google it for AMCSD database. So Google, sorry, I have to have the internet. Yeah, now I have connected. Just open the Google and Google it for American Mineralogist Crystal AMCSD, American Mineralogist. It's opening. Yeah, this is what the web page. Google search. So Google for AMCSD. It's opening now. Oh my God. AMCSD. Come on, come on. So now I have searched for AMCSD, American Mineralogist Crystal Structure Database. Just open the first link in your Google search result. Now you'll be end up with one page like this. So here, using your unit cell parameters, you can do a search. So you have this unit cell parameter there, here in our CMPR. Just go to that cell parameters and symmetry here. and here you just give that particular ABC values. So here you have to give the ABC values as a range, lower range to upper range, but here we have only a fixed range, right? So just give that as a range. So 3.24 to 3.26, the mid range is 3.25. so B also 3.24 to 3.26, then 5.20 to 5.22. And alpha, beta, gamma, you don't need to give that as a range. You can give the fixed range. So space group, we don't know that. Crystal system, we know that from here, right? So our crystal system is hexagonal. That is highlighted here. So I selected the hexagonal also. So for this particular input parameters, we are going to search what is the space group. So I have given that as an input here. I am going to do the search here now. So now there are 6 matching results found for our particular ABC and alpha, beta, gamma values. So for the first one, the space group is P63 bar MC, and second one also the same, and third one also it is same, and fourth one same, and fifth one and sixth one, all are having only one space group, that is P63 bar M. Okay, so I am going to give that as a input here, P63 bar M, P63 bar MC. Alright, I have given that. So P63 bar MC, that I have given here. So now you just see here the yellow color lines are extinctor lines. You just see I am zooming this particular area. So here there is no experimental pattern, there is no any calculated pattern. And here also earlier the calculated pattern was here, but now it is not there. And here also earlier calculated peak was there, now it is extincted now because of the application of space group here. Here also one peak is extincted. So now all the experimental peaks are exactly matching with your calculated peaks. Okay, so now we have that A, B, C values and alpha, beta, gamma and space group for our particular experimental diffraction pattern. Now one more thing what we can do from this particular Cmpr is we can find out what is a crystallite size and strain. That you can perform from this particular tab called fit widths. So just come to this tab and from here you just select the peak list. Now if you select it, you just see here two points are there. One is for Gaussian profile function. The red one is for Gaussian profile function and the blue one is for Laurentian profile function. So most of the time, as you know already, the Gaussian profile functions are coming from the instrumental parameters, whereas Laurentian profile functions are the reason for your sample parameters. So we have to refine the instrumental parameter also and experimental parameter also by putting a flag here, refining flag here. First I am going to refine the instrumental parameters. So the instrumental parameter is fixed from this particular data points, and after fitting that one, just remove these flags from that Gaussian and put the flags for Laurentian. Now fit the profile for the Laurentian. Now this particular X value and Y value can be used for the size determination and strain determination, crystallite size and crystallite strain. From X you can find out the crystallite size, and from Y you can find out the strain present in your crystal. So the formula used to find out this particular size and strain is given to you here in the GSAS manual, the Cmpr manual, and size can be calculated, crystallite size can be calculated from the equation called D is equal to 18,000 K lambda divided by pi into Lx. Instead of this Lx, Laurentian X, Lx means Laurentian X. Instead of this Lx, you can put this particular X value from here, and from the strain can be calculated from S is equal to pi divided by 18,000 into Ly into 100%. So strain is given in percentage. So instead of this Ly, you can give this particular Y from here. Okay. So using this particular D and S relations, you can find out the crystallite size and strain. For this particular 10 value, Lx value of 10, you can get the crystallite size roughly 70 to 80 nanometer for this particular sample, and for this 1.2 means it is roughly 0.02. The strain will be roughly 0.02. If you substitute this value here, you will be getting the strain value as 0.02%. So likewise, you can calculate the crystallite size and strain also. So using a single software called Cmpr, we have done, from the logic tab, we have done the search match analysis. From the index tab, we have done that peak indexing, and from the fit width tab, we have done that crystallite size and strain analysis. So up to this, we have our AB unit cell parameters and crystal structure, crystal class, and what is that, your phase present in your compound, and your compound what is crystallite size of your compound and strain of your crystal structure and all. So all this detail we have right now. So after completing this particular calculation, you can save the data for your future purpose also. So whatever the data you want to save, just select it from, you just go to the right tab and select whatever the data you want to save, select it and save it as a Cmpr project. Select the file format here and write selected data sets, and here you just give one name, for example Z and O, because we know what is the phase in my compound, that is zinc oxide. Just save. So it is saved now. So this particular zinc oxide.cmpr file can be used, can be opened later to know the result or to view the graphs and all. So we have seen how to do the semi-quantitative phase analysis from the Cmpr software.